should we call out the spray tan in the room?
Yeah, absolutely. Kim Kardashian is a big factor in one song.
This happy in my life.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Swiftie podcast. I'm your host, Melanie Miller, and today joining us,
Alyssa Ray.
Hey Alyssa. So we have a bit of a special episode for you today. The Tortured Poets Department and the Tortured Poets Department, the Anthology, has dropped 31 songs, and we are going to walk you through the most newsworthy, the most interesting, the most
All the
vicious, vicious lines from Taylor Swift herself, and try to break it down for you in the best way we can. Let's do it.
I'm in. I'm ready.
There's a lot to go through. There's 31 songs. What a day for us. This feels like Christmas morning, and we got a lot of toys to play with. We're not going to break any of these for you, Taylor. Don't worry.
Mm-mm.
Oh, my references are on fire right now. Okay. All right. So let's skip to it. Should we call out the spray tan in the room?
Yeah, absolutely. Kim Kardashian is a big factor in one song.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I saw this right away. This was on the Anthology part of the album, the second drop.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Thank You, aIMee,
Mm.
and it's about Kim. Let's have a little bit of a listen.
There's a bronze spray tan statue of you. All that time you were throwing punches, I was building something.
I feel like there is a lot going on with this song right away. Namely, that it's like Showgirls, about girls kicking each other down the stairs, because a famous scene in Showgirls is when the Naomi
Mm-hmm.
shoves the lead character down the stairs so that she can take over the main role, which is kind of what Kim's MO has been throughout her entire career. And then there's a reference to Britney Spears, If You Seek aIMee, so it's a code. So the song title is Thank You, aIMee, and the letters K, I, and M are capitalized.
Yeah, she makes it pretty abundantly clear that she's talking about Miss Kardashian.
Miss Kim. So I thought a couple of my favorite lyrics are the bronze spray tan statue, which is obviously referencing Kim. And then, God, this song is so interesting because all that time you were throwing punches, I was building something, and I can't forgive the way you made me feel. Screamed, fuck you, aIMee, to the night sky. So she's literally telling Kim Kardashian, fuck you. Like, she's never been this vocal about how much she's hated Kim, and clearly she hates her a hell of a lot more than any of us ever imagined. But my favorite part of the song is, but I can't forget the way you made me heal, and it wasn't a fair fight or a clean kill. Each time aIMee stomped across my grave, and then she wrote headlines. But also she talks about how I don't think you've changed much. And oh, sorry, hold on, let me go back. This is a lot. And it was the same searing pain, but I prayed that one day I could say, all the time you were throwing punches, I was building something, and I couldn't wait to show you it was real. So, like, basically she's saying that if it weren't for Kim Kardashian, like, she wouldn't have become the person that she is.
Well, I think we need to remember that the Reputation era was sparked from the Kim Kanye video leak where they try to like frame Taylor as this snake, and it prompted her to like totally stop caring about the media and just reclaim her image.
Yeah. So basically Kim Kardashian leaked phone call with Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
They edited the video to make it look like Taylor was cool with the song. She was okay with everything that was going on. The reality is, from Taylor's perspective, is that Kanye called just to see if she could basically post it on Twitter. They never played the part where Kanye calls her that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
The full version came out where it's clearly edited, and Kanye clearly never disclosed that he called her that bitch.
Right. And I'm pretty sure Taylor never knew the extent of what Kanye's music video for that song was going to be, which remember showed a fake version of her body naked splayed out, which was like so violating in so many different ways. I personally, though, I have a favorite lyric from this song, which kind of brings Northwest into the drama, talking about how your kid comes home. Let me get the real lyric. And one day your kid comes home singing a song that only us two is going to know is about you. And I really think that is about Look What You Made Me Do and the whole launch of the Reputation era.
No, but it's Kim and North are dancing to one of Taylor's songs.
Oh, right.
And now Kim has to listen to these songs because her kids are obsessed with them, which I think is the ultimate karma. One other thing I'll say, and then we'll move on from this song. She said that her mom, Andrea, is a saint. Basically, her mom is known as a saint, a saintly woman, but she used to wish that you were dead. Like Andrea Swift wanted Kim Kardashian dead.
Ooh.
And Andrea's like one of the nicest people alive.
Ever.
So, all right. Moving on to, let's see, we have Matty Healy. Let's move on to Matty Healy.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, there's only one song about Matty Healy, or at least the most important song, which is But Daddy, I Love Him.
Yeah, that one's clearly about Matty Healy and kind of doubling down on this romance that her fans were not about. It seems her family was not about because he was a controversial figure.
He was controversial because of the fact that he was on a podcast where there were racist remarks made against Ice Spice. He laughed about it, and then fans found out about it and basically were like, dump him. Let's listen to the song real quick.
I just learned these people only raise you to cage you.
I love the line that says, I just learned these people only raise you to cage you. Sarah's and Hannah's in their Sunday's Best, which is, I think, like a throwback to how she called all the people that hated her watching football, the Brads and Chads, and Hannah's and Sarah's. But the main lyrics are, now I'm running with my dress unbuttoned, screaming, but daddy, I love him. I'm having his baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces. Like, she's like laughing at all of us, basically. I'm telling him to floor it through the fences. No, I'm not coming to my senses. I know he's crazy, but he's the one I want. Soon enough, the elders have convened down at City Hall. So she's essentially saying this isn't daddy that she's referring to. It's Swifties that she is like, shut up. I don't care. I'm going to do what I want. I love him. All the Swifties have thrown a meeting at the City Hall. Stay away from her. The saboteurs protested too much. And then I really like this part where she says, I'd rather burn down my whole life than listen to one more second of all this bitching and moaning. I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine to disgrace.
I just think it was the ultimate rebound, and she was trying to feel good after her Joe Alwyn heartbreak. And she wasn't going to let anybody rain on her parade. She's like, I've got this mega tour going on. I've got this cute guy who's obsessed with me, seemingly. I'm going to have a good time. Stop ruining it. And she just doubled down.
I think that she mentioned cages in the beginning. She was just let out of her cage. I think that she felt like almost like what happens when she like an adrenaline surge after getting out of the relationship with Joe. And I think this was the first time in her life, because she was so cautious and so careful with her career, that she was like, I don't give a fuck. And I'm going to do whatever I want. She was going out. She was being seen by paparazzi. And a lot of people reported online that she wanted Joe to see her going out. And basically it was a big F you to Joe.
Yeah.
And I think she was parading the relationship with Matty Healy, not only to Joe, but to her fans and all of her haters.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, for the first time, it felt good to have people hate on it. And she was like, I really don't care.
I honestly think that the Matt Healy relationship walked so the Travis Kelce love story could run. Like, she let herself be public.
It was a rebound.
Yeah, absolutely. It was absolutely a rebound. And I think she let herself try her hand at this super uber public relationship, doing the I love you, whatever on stage and all of that. And because she kind of got her feet wet there, she was ready to go all in with Travis Kelce when it
she was
presented
like, oh, I
itself.
actually like this.
Yeah.
And then she was emotionally ready to have the relationship with Travis Kelce.
Listen, we all need a rebound sometimes.
Thank you, Matty Healy. You gave mother her father.
Exactly. Oh, I love that.
Yes. Okay. Moving on to the next. There's so many. Okay. So this is what we think the Joe Alwyn songs are.
Yeah.
So I would prefer to start with, in my opinion, the biggest diss track of all time. The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived.
Oh, yeah.
Should we listen?
Yeah.
So, The Smallest Man That Ever Lived, I really think she regretted the entire relationship here. So, some of the lyrics are, "Was any of it true, gazing at me starry-eyed in your Jehovah's Witness suit? Who the fuck was that guy you tried to buy some pills from a friend of mine? They ghosted you. Now you know what it feels like, and I don't even want you back. I just want you to know if rusting my sparkling summer was the goal, and I don't miss what we had, but could someone give a message to the smallest man who ever lived?" Like, she wants him to know, "I don't want you back. I don't like you. I don't care about you. I hate you." But can you make sure that he gets the message?
She's I don't not bitter, but I think she's just frustrated. She gave him so much of her time.
And she talked about that with the Time article. I
Mhm.
gave away, like, some of my best years, and I'll never get that time back.
Exactly, and it kind of alludes to the fact that he was kind of this Debbie Downer who never wanted to be in the spotlight, kind of dragged her down with him, and then now she's like, "You're gonna try to ruin my summer with heartbreak, the biggest tour of my lifetime.
Mhm.
You're not gonna do it. You're not raining on my parade, and I want you to know that because, you know what? I'm mad at you."
Yeah, not mad. She hates him.
Yeah.
She hates him.
Absolutely.
This was the craziest part of the song, though, and I feel like she wants Joe Alwyn in prison. Like, she wants him to serve the 6 years that he stole from her.
Mhm.
She wants to put him away for 6 years. So, this part is, hold on. Um, "Were you sent by someone who wanted me dead? Scooter Braun, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian? Did you sleep with a gun underneath our bed? Were you writing a book? Like, was this entire relationship just so that you could get a book, so you could get famous, so you could develop a career, so you could tell stories about me? Like, I thought I could trust you, and I apparently had to watch my back at every turn.
Mhm.
Were you a sleeper cell spy? In 50 years, will this all be declassified? You'll confess what you did, and I'll say good riddance. I would have died for your sins. Instead, I just died inside, and you deserve prison, but you won't get the time." She wants him in jail.
Yeah, she's over it. She's over him. She doesn't want to see his face anywhere, which is not great because he is in a couple of movies coming up with multiple of her friends.
Yeah, with Emma Stone.
And Margaret Qualley, who's married to Jack Antonoff.
This is so messy. I'm gonna quickly say that Emma Stone is in a lyric,
Mhm.
or she sings on Florida, and I'm convinced that Florida is all about Joe cheating on Taylor Swift.
Oh, I think there's multiple references of Joe possibly cheating throughout this album. I mean, I think Black Dog, when she talks about, and we'll get there, but she talks about like location not being turned off
Should we
on his
just go to
phone.
Black Dog now?
Yeah, why not? Because it's juicy.
All right. So this is Black Dog. Do we have this one?
In your location, you forgot to turn it off. And so I watch as you walk into some bar called the Black Dog.
So the Black Dog says, "I'm someone who, until recent events, you shared your secrets with and your location. You forgot to turn it off."
That's so telling. Like, that means he went somewhere he shouldn't have. If she's tracking where he's going, she has suspicions.
When you start watching where they make every move, where they're going, you think it's because they're cheating.
Mhm.
So then she goes on to say, so I watch you as you walk into some bar called the Black Dog and pierce new holes in my heart. I just don't understand how you don't miss me. And you jump up, but she's too young to know this song. So he's dancing with a woman at the bar because he jumps up and she's too young. So you had a theory on this.
I mean, I think it references his Conversations with Friends co-star. I think her name's Allison Oliver.
Yes.
She was in Saltburn, if anyone caught the movie of the summer, because she's notably 8 years younger than Taylor Swift. And so that's a pretty big age gap. So
Yeah.
if they're up dancing, who knows if it was,
Different
like,
generation.
yeah, if they're up dancing, maybe just hanging out at a cast party or whatever. I'm not saying we know anything for certain, but clearly that cast got close. There's photos of them all together. I don't know. That's my inkling.
Is that he cheated with Allison Oliver.
Even if they didn't actually cheat, maybe an emotional affair, like was pulling away because he was. I mean, this was his intimate on-screen partner. They had sex scenes together. You know, it was a very, very like sex intimate show. And you know, that's bound to make any girlfriend jealous.
I think we do know that that You're Losing Me was written around the same time that this was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And in that song, she says, "I'm the best thing at this party."
Mm-hmm.
So like she's saying like, but I'm the best thing here, and you're looking for other things.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Conversations with Friends came out, 2022, which means it probably was filmed 2021 when You're Losing Me, I'm pretty sure was written per Jack Antonoff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, the timeline tracks.
Yeah, The Black Dog. It's about Joseph
Sniffing around elsewhere.
sniffing around elsewhere. All right. Our last one of the Joe Alwyn.
Is the first one from the track.
It's the first one from the entire 2 albums. This one it features Post Malone and also more cheating from Joe. Let's hear that.
I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed my new aesthetic.
All right. So some of the lyrics are, "I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed my aesthetic. All this to say, I hope you're okay, but you're the reason, and there's no one to blame. But what about your quiet treason?"
So telling. That is so telling. I mean, nobody's drinking heavily when they're like happy in a relationship. Like you're coping.
I think she's drinking heavily now. She's happy.
But I mean, like, celebratory. This is
Yeah.
like drinking. They were so private, locked up in their homes. They were also together for a large portion of the pandemic where you're isolated alone. So it's like the two of them just drinking a lot, like trying to process their growing apart, their drifting. That sounds miserable.
I like that she's announcing that she's a functioning alcoholic. I'm kind of obsessed because I think we all are a little bit.
Mm.
And it's like, now it's like relatable. Like, well, if Taylor Swift's doing it, like, then I guess we can all be functioning alcoholics.
Well, I also think, like, what is more relatable than in your 30s realizing you have to reevaluate your relationship with alcohol? Like, you're not bouncing back the next day the same. And she even said she had to be sober heading into the Eras tour because she was like, I'm not doing that show hungover. That is just too hard to do.
Yeah. I liked, though, that she said that nobody noticed she was a functioning alcoholic until her new aesthetic. And her new aesthetic was shedding the fat, and the fat being Joe.
Mm-hmm. Dead weight.
Dead weight, and a lot of it. I also like she mentions in this, "Your wife waters flowers. I want to kill her. My husband is cheating. I want to kill him." And then she mentions Florida for the first time. And then later there's a song called Florida with Florence and the Machine.
I think, again, this wife reference is a callback to Conversations with Friends, that co-star, because your work wife, your love interest, like, you're putting all this emotion into this person and I want to kill her. But I also, like, I think he's cheating. I think it's more intimate than just a co-star relationship. I really am convinced that there's, like, something there. Again, no proof, just a Swiftie inkling.
No, I think that's right. Okay, our final segment of the albums is Daddy finally gets his time to shine.
His love songs.
Yeah. So I'm convinced, and I think we all are, that the aIMee is about Travis Kelce.
Absolutely.
Why? I think this song is about Travis Kelce. She talks about football a lot. Can we listen to a little bit of it?
So when I touch down, call the amateurs and cut them from the team.
Its entire reference is about playing a sport.
Absolutely. But do you remember that viral TikTok AI song that was going around? That was like, you know, my Travie on the team.
Oh,
I kind of think it does have a similar energy. And I was like, I know AI is terrible and whatever, we should be warned of it. But it kind of hit the nail on the head there.
My Travi went into the big game.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, one step closer to him being my last name, or Kelce being my last name.
Yeah. Similar energy.
I think she's declaring that this is the love of her life because she says this happens once every few lifetimes. These chemicals hit me like white wine. Like, this is never going to happen to her again.
Yeah. I mean, I think especially with everything that she's putting forward and being so public and, just taking the risk and diving all in, she's like, no, I'm confident in this one.
But I also think she's confident that he feels the same way because she goes on to say, these blokes warm the benches. We've been on a winning streak. Shirts off and your friends lift you up over their heads. Beer sticking to the floor. Cheers chanted because they said there was no chance. Trying to be the greatest in the league. Where's the trophy? He just comes running over to me. So
clear reference to the Super Bowl when he made a beeline for her, and the first person he celebrated with was Taylor with a big smooch. It's the photo we saw around the world.
He didn't care about winning the game. He cared about seeing her and celebrating with her. And Joe cared about his movie career.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said, dead weight.
Dead weight. No, literally. This is... love it. All right, so let's get into reactions. How do you feel about the album?
Okay, hot take. I know not everyone's loving it. I love it.
I love it.
I think it's the perfect blend of Midnights and Folklore, where Folklore, she was pretending, she said it was all fiction, and she was taking more creative liberties, when we know that clearly planting seeds of her heartbreak with Joe. They were having issues then. She's being honest, forthright, taking a lot of indie music liberties. Clearly you can see the national influences and the Jack influences there. I love it. It's a drive down the freeway type album.
I think it's her most interesting album yet, and a lot of people have criticized that it's so slow that you'll fall asleep to it. It's so boring. All the songs sound the same, blah, 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 blah. They said this about Midnights, and I said it about Midnights. And Midnights is my favorite album.
I love Midnights.
Oh, it's the best album. Truthfully. So here's the thing, is when you're listening to this song track by track by track, there's so much to take in. There's so much happening. And it's such a long period of time that you have to give an album like this with so much depth, so much to sort out. I think you need 3 listens. And this is how I listen and figure out which songs I love and I don't love. Taylor Swift albums are required to listen to in the car. Like you said, a highway album. You have to turn it up. You have to listen. Once you listen to it 3 times, you're like, holy shit, I get it now. And they all sound very different. They're all bangers. But please, if you're thinking that it's slow and boring and uninteresting, I need you to get in your car, crank that thing up to 100, and hit the freeway.
Go for a drive. It is a totally transcendental, I don't even know what I just said, but it's a totally magical experience when you just lean into the lyrics. Because I'm going to be honest, I was a Folklore hater when it first came out. I was like, it's too sleepy.
It's slow, it's the same.
And then I went for a long drive. I was stuck in 2-hour traffic. And I was like, oh, I get it. I let the lyrics kind of hit me. I started thinking about her journey and what it meant. And I was like, this is the most poignant, beautiful album she's ever made. I am wrong. I will say it.
Yeah.
And I was transformed. And then seeing it live at the Eras Tour and the emotion behind it, I was like, she's a songwriting genius.
Truthfully.
I mean, I understand why she's comparing herself to Stevie Nicks in the album.
Which people are pissed about. But it's she is bigger than Madonna. She's bigger than Beyonce. She's bigger than Rihanna. She really is the person that either you really hate her or you really love her, and I don't think it actually does get bigger than Taylor Swift. In fact, I think she's Beyonce, Rihanna, Madonna are, I think, way bigger than Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, and I mean, she brought in $1 billion on her Eras Tour. There's no denying the impact that she practically saved the economy last year. People were flying all over the world to see her. I flew to Massachusetts to go see her.
Oh, did you go to...
Oh, I was at the Rain show where she famously declared, I've never ever been happier. And she was lying through her teeth. And she references it on one of the songs.
Oh, listen, you don't have to tell me about the rain show, baby. I was there.
Where were you? I was in the nosebleeds.
I was on the floor.
Oh my God, we had 2 different experiences because I had to see through the rain clouds.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll show you photos. We can compare.
I saw her again then at SoFi, and there was not a rain cloud in sight, so it was perfect.
Yeah, me too. We're the same person, I think. Anyway, I do love that. So there was a long awaited.
Oh, the peace sign, yeah.
So when she announced the album at the Grammys, she did this. And then a lot of her Instagram and Twitter posts this. She was playing a song on stage and she was announcing like one of the aIMee, Black Dog, Bolter, whatever, this. And then on her pop-up at the Grove, the Tortured Poets Department Library, 2 of these, one black, one white.
Didn't Travis also do this on the New Heights podcast?
He did.
Time? So they were all in on it.
They were all in on it. And then right before the album dropped, they go, how many hours left until the Tortured Poets Department drops? 2. Then sure enough, if you swiped down on her Instagram after it dropped, 2 hours to go. There was a countdown. And we got a double album. A lot of people thought it was going to be Reputation. I thought it was going to be Reputation.
They keep clowning us with that.
I know. And yeah, are we ever going to get that album? But 31 songs.
I mean, iconic. I mean, she did say she was songwriting up a storm.
She said she didn't realize how much songwriting helped her through her life and how much she needed it. Clearly, 31 songs. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's a lot to go through. I really just want to leave work, sit in my car all day, and be done.
This is the only time I've been excited about the Los Angeles traffic because I have an hour and a half commute home because I live in the Valley.
You live in Santa Clarita?
No, I live in Sherman Oaks, but it's still brutal on the 405. It's a gridlock. And I'm like, ooh, give me that hour and a half. Because the whole 2 a.m. edition is, 2 hours and 2 minutes? That's the runtime? So I'm ready. I'm going to be cranking those tunes. I'm going to just be crawling along the freeway, belting along, trashing Joe Alwyn on the streets.
Feels good.
Feels so good.
It feels so good. There was something I thought about and I can't remember. And I'm not going to remember now. But it's fine. All right. What's the wrap up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a part 2 to this because there's so much to discuss.
No, there really is. We tried to walk you through the best way possible. We've got a lot of listening, a lot of thinking, a lot of thoughts. We're going to update you. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight. But seriously, get on the fucking freeway and listen to this shit. You can watch us on YouTube. If you want to, come leave a comment. If you think that our theories are wrong and you've got a better theory, leave us a comment. If you hate the album, leave us a comment. If you love the album, tell us why. Leave us a comment. What do you think about Alyssa? You can get us on you can get it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And come and talk to us. Thank you guys. That's our episode. We'll see you next week with a lot more
Revelations?
Yes, revelations. Bye-bye.